Roglic against Barta on the line. He does it by 1 second.
Welcome to stage 14 of La Vuelta. The overall favourites should take a back seat today as the riders cover just over 200 kilometres between Lugo and Ourense. It's a rolling stage with a trio of minor categorised climbs and it looks ideal for a breakaway. There was also a chance it could come down to a bunch sprint in spite of a late kick up to the finish line. Either way, a big battle to get into this breakaway. It took some 50 kilometres for a group of 7 riders to go clear. A very strong breakaway indeed, with 3 riders who've already won on this Vuelta: Marc Soler, Tim Wellens and Michael Woods. They were joined by Dylan van Baarle, Zdenek Stybar, Pierre-Luc Perrichon and Thymen Rensman, opening up a gap of around 5 minutes by the halfway point of the stage. Bora Hansgrohe and Astana setting the tempo in the peloton. The breakaway still had 4.5 minutes in hand at the intermediate sprint, with the best part of 80 kilometres to cover. Total Direct Energie decided to increase the rhythm after the second climb, the Alto de Guitarra, setting an electric pace on the front of the pack. The French team hoping to set up Julien Simon, who has already had 2 top 10 finishes on this race. The gap slowly coming down before the final climb, the Alto de Abelera, just 20 kilometres from the finish line and potentially an ideal springboard for a late attack. That appeared to be Woods' thinking. The Canadian having a dig and the pace proved too much for Perrichon. The other 5 riders getting back on terms by the summit. The peloton meanwhile realised it was a lost cause and gave up the chase. The 6 men up at the front are set to contest the stage win. Stybar, Soler and Wellens attacking on the descent and pulling clear of Woods, Arensman and Van Baarle. They had around 12 seconds with 10 kilometres to go. But in the end it wasn't enough. The 3 chasers catching them just before the final kilometre. And so on to the final climb, and it was Wellens, the first man to unleash.
Tim Wellens and Michael Woods going for the victory now. Who's going to win? Woods comes round the corner. Wellens takes it. Woods second. Stybar third. Van Baarle in fourth.
Tim Wellens holding off Michael Woods to take his second win of this Vuelta after his triumph on stage 5. It's also his second win of 2020. The 29-year-old Belgian is now up to 30 career victories. With 4 stages to go, 13 teams have yet to conquer a stage of this race.
It was not easy to win. It was a really fight to get in the breakaway, and then all my companions in the breakaway were really strong riders. And I knew I had to take the last corner in first position, and I felt Woods coming, but suddenly the finish line was there and I crossed first.
Wellens winning ahead of Woods and Stybar thanks to a brilliantly timed attack. The peloton coming in 3 minutes and 44 seconds later, led by Dan Martin, the top 4 all on the same time. So no changes at the top of the general classification. Roglic still 39 seconds clear of Carapaz and 47 ahead of Carthy. Soler making the most of being in the breakaway to move back up to 15th overall. Well, Roglic is unlikely to lose his green jersey before Madrid. His lead over Carapaz is now up to 65 points. Ditto for Guillaume Martin and the polka dot jersey. Perrichon picking up a few points today to help his teammate close on victory in the mountains classification. And finally, Enric Mas leads Alexander Vlasov by 5 minutes and 25 seconds in the youth classification. Tomorrow, the peloton will embark on the race's longest stage, 230 kilometres with 5 categorised climbs. It could well be another outing for the breakaway as the favourites try to stay out of trouble.